Situated high in the Himalaya, the Kingdom of Bhutan is susceptible and vulnerable to natural hazards, including earthquakes, floods, landslides, and wildfires. As its communities grow and change, the economy develops and the mountain climate changes, so the risks to people, infrastructure, and livelihoods also changes. Risk is a measure of the impact, damage, or loss to things that people care about and value, such as community health, buildings, livelihoods, and happiness. By understanding risk, better decisions can be made about how much and where investment is needed now and in the future to prepare Bhutan for natural hazards. This understanding will help reduce the risks to the nation's well-being, communities, and economy. The Department of Disaster Management, the National Center for Hydrology and Meteorology, and the Ministry of Works and Human Settlement are working with a number of international organizations, including the World Bank, to improve how the risk from natural hazards is understood, managed, and minimized. This collaboration has included work to strengthen policies, plans, processes, and supporting systems. It has also involved an effort to improve the underpinning data and tools used by government agencies to support decision-making and planning. The Royal Government of Bhutan has also recognized the need for greater interagency collaboration at a national level to involve risk analysis in long-term planning and sustainable urban and rural development. A priority amongst agencies has been to ensure that critical data and information for understanding risk is improved, well managed, and shared for the benefit of all Royal Government of Bhutan agencies and communities. With support from the World Bank and donors, the Royal Government of Bhutan has commissioned DHI Water and Environment and Apex Consulting Bhutan to improve the quality of data and information and to ensure it is accessible to all government agencies and the public. The work program has its several priorities, including 1. A comprehensive review of existing data and design of a website to enable sharing of risk information and critical data amongst agencies. 2. Capacity building and training for government agencies so they can use the risk information well to improve national resilience. And 3. Support for the Royal Government of Bhutan as it prepares for a detailed national multi-hazard risk assessment, the first of its kind for the nation. This project has presented the ideal opportunity to learn from international experts and to develop the knowledge of the government agencies. DHI has delivered a number of informative and well-received workshops, including a virtual study tour where experts from around the world presented on a range of topics relevant to disaster risk management. Through the capacity building program, agencies were introduced to powerful open source tools for data collection, analysis, and reporting, and also introduced the state-of-the-art methods for flood modeling, implementation of early warning systems, and the use of satellite data to improve risk management. Additionally, proven open source tools like QGIS, GeoNote, MapStore, and InnerSafe were used to enable the Royal Government of Bhutan to explore and share their data and maps easily and to perform analysis of exposure and vulnerability. These tools are supported by a global community of users and developers and are very powerful already and can meet the needs of the Royal Government of Bhutan relatively easily and without extensive redevelopment. This way, it is more likely that agencies can sustain these tools in the long term. The extensive database now available to all agencies includes inventories of buildings, roads, and other infrastructure across the country, as well as data about communities and their vulnerability. It also includes recent maps of hazards like floods, earthquakes, and landslides. In the future, these maps are easily updated when the technical agencies improve their hazard mapping further. The team also identified clear gaps in the data and have helped government agencies to understand how to address these gaps in the near future so that they have a stronger basis for decision-making about risk. Until now, there has been no national multi-hazard risk assessment completed for Bhutan. A lot of work has been done around the capital Thimphu and for some other local communities, and also for some types of infrastructure like the main highways, but there is not yet a full understanding of risk across the whole country. In light of this, the project is helping prepare for two important pieces of work. The first is a national assessment of risk from different types of natural hazards, a multi-hazard approach which would help the government to prioritize its investments in risk reduction and would identify which aspects of Bhutan's livelihoods and infrastructure are most at risk now and in the future as the climate changes and the nation develops. The second way the project team is helping is in assisting the Royal Government of Bhutan to define the approach and scope of a national socio-economic and livelihoods vulnerability assessment to support the multi-hazard risk assessment. Despite facing travel restrictions and other constraints due to COVID-19, the project team has persevered with a clear focus, a collaborative approach, and a strong commitment to deliver a good outcome for the government agencies. The project team members have developed a strong working relationship with agencies, and this has helped the project succeed. It has enabled open communication and ensured that the tools and recommendations are practical and fit for purpose for Bhutan. There is still a lot of work to do, and the pathway towards resilience is an ongoing and never-ending journey of continual investment and learning. However, with a solid foundation of risk information, better interagency collaboration, and enhanced tools supporting disaster risk management, the Royal Government of Bhutan is now well placed to take a strong and positive step forward. The forthcoming National Multi-Hazard Risk Assessment and National Socio-Economic Vulnerability Assessments will further enhance the knowledge base and allow the country to plan ahead more effectively. There is no pathway towards a sustainable future for Bhutan without effective disaster risk reduction. Bhutan will always have to live with risk. It's a natural part of life in the Himalayas. However, with the right information, tools, and knowledge, it can be prepared, plan its communities better, and be ready to warn people and recover well from hazards that do happen.